back on the Centennial Trail to finish this thing up. Good morning, friends. Welcome back to the channel. I do a lot of backpacking trips, which I'm on right now. A lot of outdoor adventure type stuff, even gear reviews of the stuff I use on the trips. So if you're new here, hi. I am back on the Centennial Trail. It is early May. Last year I did the first 40 miles and I had to bail a little early because my feet were destroyed from old shoes. And today I'm back to finish up the last 85 miles in about 4.5 days. So we got an ambitious schedule. Last year, I had to bail out at the Semelius Peak trailhead, which is where, starting right now, Midwest Backpacker almost dropped us off here. He headed out in my car. He's gonna head to the northern terminus. From there, he's gonna hike south on this trail. He's gonna do the whole trail in the same amount of time. That's 125 miles. Now, the portion that we're on and starting off is Semelius Peak, which is the highest point on this trail. So right off the get-go, it's the biggest incline that we'll see. Giddy up. So some basics of the Centennial Trail. It's roughly 125 miles long. It starts at Wind Cave National Park in South Dakota. And, if you're heading north, you go through Custer State Park, Black Elk Wilderness, you go through Mount Rushmore National Monument. And it ends like north of Sturgis a little ways at Bear Butte, I think is a national monument. And that's where my car will be. But the itinerary, like I said, is pretty aggressive, about 85 miles, about 4.5 days. So the nice part is it's spring, we have long days. Sunset is like 8 o'clock or something. So we'll be able to hike, from sun up to sundown, basically, hopefully covering 20 something miles a day. And then ending our last day, hopefully with some shorter mileage. But I'm feeling pretty good. I didn't do much prep work for this hike. And it'll probably affect me probably tomorrow. And I am joined by Janelle, seasoned backpacker. Another nice part about the trail, it's well marked. They're marked by these little tags called 89. This was basically Trail 89, established back in, I think, 1989. But those trail markers dot the whole line. So if you don't see one of those in a while, you may have gone off track. But you should still always carry navigation, whether it's a Gaia map, a Venza, paper maps if you need to, because cell signal is very, very spotty at best. I've backpacked with a lot of different people, a lot of different groups, from all walks of life and all kinds of hiking styles. And I've come to the conclusion that hikers, backpackers fall into two categories. The journey backpackers or the destination backpackers. To which the obvious question to that is,
what's a destination hiker versus a journey hiker, Rob?
Well, I'm so glad you asked, Janelle. From my experience, your journey hikers tend to enjoy the journey and the trail a little bit more. So they tend to stop, take more pictures, admire the view, features of the trail, which puts them at a slower pace. Now, your destination hikers, sure, they're enjoying the trail, but they're more focused and have a bigger priority on getting to the destination. And they tend to be faster, and they may miss some of the nuances on a fantastic trail. So where do I fall in that? A lot of it depends on the trip and who I am with. But I would say overall, I'm more of a journey hiker. Almost Midwest backpacker. Definitely a destination hiker. And Janelle is a
Destination hiker. Let's go.
starting to come down, heading toward Sheridan Lake. Now, if you were to follow my trip on this trail from last year, link in the description to the first half of this trip, I ended at Semelius Peak and I ended up hitching a ride to Sheridan Lake where I met Mule and Almost. And then from there, I got picked up and we headed home. But this is all the section that I missed. And down there is where we camped for the last night last year. So it's cool to see. And that is our first water stop. Oh, also, Semelius Peak trailhead to Sheridan Lake, no water. Stopping for just a little break. Like I said before, we could hike until 7, 8 o'clock if we wanted to, so we got lots of time. As far as packs go, if you're wondering, my pack, complete with all food and all water, weighs just over 21 pounds, almost 22 pounds. That's with everything. Janelle's pack weighs about 24 with everything, and it'll just get lighter as we go, as we eat food and things like that. I did a pack loadout of everything I carried. If you want to see that video, check the description below and you can see that video, or I'll post it right up here as well. I'll also tell you all the things that worked and did not work on this trip. We have made it to Sheridan Lake. Now there is a small community right on the lake, very private. You can't just drive through it. But the trail kind of goes past it. There is a boat dock right over there. And this is where I hung out last year when I hitched a ride to this spot. And then I met Jeremy. But I think we're gonna post up along the bank, eat some lunch, filter some water, and enjoy this day because it's a glorious day. Just kind of wrapping up with lunch. Got a lot of cloud cover that came in. There's a big storm front coming in from the south. And it's going to hit us. I'm not sure how much it's going to rain, but it's definitely going to rain. Sheridan Lake is a reservoir, I believe. And we're actually going to walk along the actual, what do you call it, a dam or whatever. Should be pretty cool. Rain jacket that I just put on is made by Enlightened Equipment. It's their Vispa jacket, very lightweight, a great rain jacket. Someone told me they stopped making them for some reason. Yeah. As far as daily goals go, it's push as much as you can and then camp. What's nice about the Centennial Trail is you can just burst camp on most of it. Today, our goal is probably Brush Creek, which is about 16 miles. But if we're feeling pretty good, we could push a little bit more to go to Rapid Creek, which is just over 20. We'll see how we feel in a little bit. Okay, mission rain jacket came to a very fast conclusion. I overheated in about 7.7 seconds. And if it starts raining, I'll put it on. Because right out of Sheridan Lake, it goes uphill. I guess we crashed the party. So we need to filter some more water. It's been pretty hot. And there's two big watering troughs here. It looks like with some water flowing into it. So it's moving and it looks clear from here. So we may as well filter some water, camel up a little bit. Have you heard the term camel up when you get to a water source? What does that mean? Basically, when you get here to a great water source, you filter one whole bottle. And then while you're at that same water source, you down that whole bottle. stay here as long as you need to get one full bottle in your body and store that water like a camel. When you're done emptying that bottle, go ahead and filter up another one, top everything off. That way you leave here full of water in your pack and in your body, and you're leaving hydrated. So, camel up, and now you know. Well, we're closing in. I would say we got a mile and a half left to get to Brush Creek, which would put us about 16 miles today. First day was challenging. Like I said before, I was hoping to maybe push 20, but for the first day, 16 I'll take. That's fine. And then we'll get an earlier start tomorrow without a 2-hour drive before we started hiking. So, sun's starting to go down. It's like 5:30. Still feeling pretty good though. Tired, but good. Well, this is home for the night. Made it about 16 miles. It's just after 6 o'clock, like 6:02. And we're tired. We're ready to set up camp and just relax. That is the Durston X-Mid. It's the warmer version. It's the Sil Poly one. It's not the dynamic version. But very light. I think the whole thing's about, 3 pounds? Yes. Something like that. Less than 3 pounds, but it packs up really small, carries well, and it's a trekking pole tent. And it fits 2 people perfectly. Mega pillow. Camp is set up. Dinner is cooked and eaten. Very good. It's just after 8 o'clock, 8:02. So we put in about 16 miles today, and the goal is to do another 16-ish tomorrow, because we're going to try to get into Nemo on Monday morning, which is tomorrow Sunday. Monday morning, we'd like to get into Nemo. There's a little mercantile and a little restaurant there, so we'll get some like home cooked food and snacks and stuff like that. But we're very close to the Brush Creek trailhead. There's actually a road right here, and we got here and found the flattest spot possible. The downside is it's like 2 feet from the actual trail, but there's nobody out here. No one's gonna be up as early as us either, so I'm okay with that. Usually you want to be off the trail quite a ways, but it's all rocks and lumps. We'll be okay. Good morning. It is 6:15. Went to bed at about 9:30-ish, so got some pretty good sleep. 34 degrees this morning. Good morning, friends. Almost 7 o'clock. And I'm hitting the trail. Janelle's gonna catch up to me. It's another thing I guess you gotta learn about who you're camping with, is their habits in the morning. Are they a lollygagger, or are they a get up and go kind of person? I think we've determined who's who this morning. But today, I think today's gonna be similar to yesterday, probably 15-ish miles, maybe a little bit more. Because the following morning, there's a town that we're close to called Nemo that we want to hit kind of earlier in the day, early in the morning. We got a restaurant there. We got a mercantile shop. And that's the schedule. I got a message from Almost this morning. He actually texted me, but I didn't get the message till this morning. He did 23 miles yesterday. And he also got a 2-hour later start, or maybe an hour later start than us, because he still had to drive to his beginning. But he's cruising as expected. And today looks like it's going to be bright, sunny, and clear once again, and a high of 62 degrees, if you were wondering about that kind of thing. We are on a section north of Brush Creek headed to Rapid Creek. And this section, for a little bit, the trail follows the road. Now the actual Centennial Trail kind of weaves in and out, and there's signage for that, but there's also Centennial Trail signage on the road. So you can take your pick for a road walk or stay into the woods. Either way, it's all Centennial Trail miles. Leaving the road and back up on trail. It follows a pretty good water source. That's Brush Creek, I believe. So plenty of water on this section right now. It is early May. Have no idea what this looks like come June, July. But we were glad to have it because we did a dry camp last night. We used almost all our water between dinner and coffee this morning. But it's really cool. The sun is definitely out, but we're down low. And it's keeping my internal body temp down, which is what I like. Regarding navigation, we're using 3 different apps on this trip. We have Gaia, have Avenza, and All Trails. And when we have a question about the trail, we consult all 3, just kind of make sure, because there's a couple of twists and turns. Now, we're coming up to the Pactola Reservoir, and we're thinking about stopping there because they got nice bathrooms, they got refreshments. But we noticed if we stayed on trail, we'd have to go up and then backtrack quite a ways. Now, on All Trails, it showed an alternate trail that was about a mile that basically cut straight west to the visitor center. So that's what we're on now. And then pretty soon, I'm gonna take a fantastic poopy. Well, we've met the second turn where it's 0.2, basically to the main highway where the visitor center is off of. But one thing to keep in mind is we're down here and the road is up there. Made it to the top. Now keep in mind, this is like 1 mile detour. The last 0.2 is extremely challenging. So it's more direct, but a lot more vertical. Now I gotta get up on this road and walk down a little bit. Also keep in mind, this doesn't count towards your trail miles. So, you know, factor that in. And there's the visitor center. Well, we were hoping this place would be open and the pop machines were plugged in, but this place is closed until Memorial Weekend. So that big mile detour, basically for a good bathroom, which hindsight, not worth it, but I'm definitely gonna take advantage. Another false alarm, the restrooms are not open either. Wasted mileage. Lessons learned. What a long slog this section was. But we're getting close to Whispering Pines, Whispering Oaks campsite. And but they have a general store there. Maybe that's open, not sure, but we won't be too far. We'll stop in, we'll take a look. Made it to the Deer Creek Trailhead. That's what the trailheads look like. As luck would have it, the campground is closed, so no general store. The clouds have rolled in, thankfully. It's a very welcome change. The section from Deer Creek to Pilot Knob, which is what we're on, is fairly flat, just kind of rolling. It's a rolling section. But the terrain and the habitat is classic Centennial Trail. Ponderosa pines. It's really open. That's what I like about it. We are north of Pilot Knob, right along this little creek here. It's flowing good, and it's flat here. It's already getting close to 7 o'clock. So we're just gonna camp here. We got about 4 miles into Nemo tomorrow. And we got just the biggest and most disappointing news of the trip so far. Just talked to Almost. He's actually in Nemo now, eating a burger, having a great time. And he told me that they're actually closed on Monday, the general store and the restaurant. So tomorrow, our plan to have a meal there and resupply is completely shattered. And there's no info on this on the website. Closed Mondays. Maybe it's just so early in the season. Everything is so early. Nothing officially opens up until Memorial Day weekend. So, we're going to be short on food. And we're going to be without like greasy, fatty burgers and fries and shakes and beer and Coke and see you, bro. Oh, man. Man.
Oh my God.
Wow, camp crasher. We don't have any food.
Yeah.
That's all right, I had a cheeseburger.
All right, dude.
Oh.
It's so nice to have the family back together again.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
It was good. He's going to continue hiking south. We're going to continue hiking north. And who knows how far either one of us will get. But that's why you have the Garmin InReach Mini. You can message each other on any updates. It is 8:15. It's still pretty warm out. I would guess still 50 or so. But tonight should be a very calm night. And the plan tomorrow is to get up early. And then hit the trail. Early. We did about 20 miles today. It's pretty legit. See you in the morning.
Good job, buddy. Good job.
I did it.
You did good.